Now that their marriage is officially over, there won't be any surprises because, as they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. It appears that Kirk made the same clumsy move that ended their relationship in the past. Hold on to your wigs because, yes, Kirk has been secretly dating Jasmine Washington once more. He's gotten her pregnant for the second time, which is like déjà vu. The drama escalated when Kirk was discovered, and instead of admitting to his eating, he pretended that he had been tired of Rashida all along. However, we all know that this is merely a ruse to hide his dirty little secret. To be honest, who could blame Rashida for ending Kirk's lies? The betrayal is profound, and it is Rashida has apparently filed for divorce after 25 years of ups and downs. In my opinion, it's been a long time coming, so let's take a moment to look back and end this chaotic relationship because, believe me, it's been an emotional roller coaster from the beginning. Despite being one of the most established couples on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Kirk's adultery has harmed Rashida and Kirk's marriage. Remember from day one how Kirk accused Rashida of cheating when she became pregnant in season 2. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Then, in one of the most notorious moments in the history of love and hip-hop, Kirk cheated on Rashida on camera while on vacation. This man's insolence is even more shocking in season 3. Why would Kirk have the audacity to take a DNA test to establish Rashida's child's paternity? Not to mention the incident involving Rashida's mother. That must have been quite embarrassing. For her. I refer to the moment Shirlene ran over Kirk's motorcycle during a furious dispute as Mama Bear energy, in spite of all the drama. While Rashida has been by Kirk's side for years, it appears that his most recent betrayal of Jasmine Washington was the last straw. Can you blame her? This isn't the first time Jasmine has shown up. Rashida found it in her heart to forgive Kirk, after it was discovered in season 6 that he had fathered a kid with Jasmine, who was then a stripper. However, history is now occurring again. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, because Kirk has been covertly seeing Jasmine once more, and she is expecting her second child with him. Pretending to be the victim and claiming to have wanted to leave Rashida for years. But we all know that's simply a ruse to hide his most recent transgression. He's a textbook cheater. Rashida's journey has been keenly watched by the show's viewers, and many of them are supporting her choice to eventually leave Kirk. If your behavior is caught, then act as though you were joyful the entire time. You inquire. When he first appeared, on the show, he was introduced as Rashida's devoted manager and supportive husband. However, after enduring Kirk's antics for far too long, it appears that she is finally choosing to put her own happiness and peace first. However, let's take a moment to discuss Kirk because his actions over the years have been nothing short of Kirk Frost and Rasheeda Frost scandalous. The tension in the opulent loft was evident as Rasheeda Frost paced the living room, her mind racing after discovering Kirk's adultery, an affair that had broken her trust and left her reeling. She needed aid to fulfill her aspirations in the music industry. Since the proof was indisputable, she came to the conclusion that if Kirk wanted to play dirty, she would demonstrate to him how well she could match his movements with her eye glinted determinedly. Knowing she had to act, Rashida. She used the public announcement as a means of taking back control. She organized a press conference to make sure it would be the talk of the town, and as cameras and reporters gathered, the air was charged with excitement. When Rashida took the podium, she was wearing an exquisite ensemble that exuded both sophistication and defiance. Rashida has a calm yet underlying heat in her manner. "Thank you. Thanks for coming." She started out by saying, "I have some important news to share, and I want to be clear about my next steps," in a steady yet excited tone. As the reporters' curiosity grew, they leaned in. Rashida went on to say, "As many of you are aware, my relationship with Kirk Frost has recently been difficult." She took a moment to process the statement before delivering the punchline, and it's true that Kirk has been disloyal to the room. Exploded with whispers and flashes of light, but Rashida wasn't done yet. This is where it gets interesting. she added with a self-possessed smile. Moving on isn't only for myself, it's with a new person who has been a genuine friend and partner. In stark contrast to the turmoil around them, Rashida's new lover, who was tall, attractive, and emanated a calm confidence, suddenly came into view. With newfound enthusiasm, the media snapped images and asked questions. "Who is he?" yelled one of the reporters. "How did you two meet?" Rashida's eyes glistened with delight as she presented him. "I've been seeing Adrian for a while, and he's been a great friend through all of the highs and lows. I'm so happy to have him by my side as I begin this new chapter." With Rashida at his side, Adrian unfazed by the media flurry, Kirk Frost and Adrian gave the reporters a warm grin and a solid handshake. He was definitely ready for the limelight and talked with assurance. Our relationship developed organically when we were introduced by common acquaintances, and I'm glad to be supporting her and following her as she moves forward. The reporters were anxious to get their hands dirty, so the questions came flying. An examination of Rashida's new relationship specifics and how they relate to her public persona. With a combination of composure and mischievous defiance, Rashida responded, evidently relishing the chance to change the subject as the press conference came to an end. Cameras kept flashing as Rashida regained control of the situation as she and Adrian went out together. Their hands joined in a sign of solidarity and fresh starts. With her revelation, the story would surely be in the headlines, but Rashida was prepared. She had used Kirk's treachery to make a strong statement about her own fortitude and readiness for a new beginning. Walking into the night, Rashida felt liberated since she had faced Kirk's adultery head-on with grace and bravery, and now that Adrian was at her side, she was prepared to face anything that came her way. It appears to be love and hip-hop with the rekindled optimism and confidence of Rasheeda Frost and Kirk Frost following a turbulent 25-year partnership. After finally reaching her breaking point, Atlanta star Rasheeda is prepared to file for divorce from her spouse. According to rumors about Kirk Frost, Rasheeda, who has endured his never-ending string of infidelity, is over his infidelity and dishonesty, which have been a recurring source of conflict in their union. Kirk has frequently made headlines for his shady behavior, but his on-screen betrayal during a romantic getaway is one of his most notorious moments. The scene became legendary for its drama, and Kirk's obvious dishonesty about paternity when Rashida was pregnant in Season 2 was a major drama bomb that completely destroyed their relationship by Season 3. Kirk captured a DNA sample. 2. Establish paternity. Despite years of highly public highs and lows, Rashida appears ready to regain control of her life and move on from a marriage that has been nothing short of a dramatic soap opera. This move only made things worse and left Rashida reeling. It also led to dramatic clashes with her mother, Charlene, who famously ran over Kirk's motorcycle in a fiery confrontation. If the divorce rumors are confirmed, it would be a significant change for Rashida, a veteran cast member who is renowned for balancing her hectic relationship with Kirk, her career, and her family. Rashida's journey has been unforgettable, and many people are supporting her choice to finally sever her relationship with Kirk Frost after years of infidelity. It appears that Rashida is tired of playing second fiddle to Kirk's deceit and dishonesty. Pleasure and tranquility. After almost 25 years of crazy ups and downs, Kirk Frost and Rashida's marriage has unquestionably been one of the most scandalous and dramatic relationships on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. When Love and Hip Hop Atlanta first started, Rashida was pacing the living room, her heart pounding under the weight of the rumors. Bearing down on her, she was barely able to comprehend what she had heard the day before. Rumors of a terrible betrayal that were so painful to think about. The affair her husband was involved in affected her more personally than she could have ever expected. Taking a deep breath, she found the strength to face him. Kirk said, a little shaky in her voice, "I must tell you the truth. Listening to rumors about you and my mother," Kirk's face became pale. and for a brief time he seemed truly perplexed. "What are you talking about, Rashida?" she interrupted, her rage rising up. "You can't keep denying this. I have evidence of how you might have done this to me and to us." Kirk was clearly unprepared for the confrontation based on his stammering. "So it's not what you believe. Your mom and I are not." What I believe, she shot back, was surprise. "You were meant to be my confidant and partner, but instead you're skulking about with my own mother. How could you betray me in this way?" The atmosphere in the room was heavy with the weight of broken trust. Crossing her arms, Rashida stared at him, waiting for him to explain himself, but the words seemed to get stuck in his throat, and her eyes darted over the room as though looking for an explanation. Despite all of this drama, get away. Although Rashida has been by Kirk's side for years, it appears that his most recent betrayal of Jasmine Washington was the last straw, and she is not to blame. This isn't the first time Jasmine has caused friction between them. In Season 6, it was revealed that Kirk had fathered a child with Jasmine.